BCTV and WB&H thank our underwriters. Primary Bank, New Hampshire's bank for business, with branches in Bedford, Manchester, Nashua, and Derry. PrimaryBankNH.com. Delta Dental, providing easy access to quality dental coverage for every smile, from your younger years to your golden years, with the nation's largest provider network. The Wicks Insurance Group, serving New Hampshire and the Bedford community with auto, home, life, and business insurance since 1984. TheWicksInsuranceGroup.com. Interim Healthcare of Manchester, personalizing healthcare to meet your unique health needs. InterimHealthcare.com. Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, your local brokerage boutique. Relationships built on trust. MrsNelsonsNeighborhood.com. Murphy's Tap Room and Carriage House Event Center, where meals turn into moments and conversations last a little longer. Murphy'sTapRoom.com.
Cam Hadley to Finn LaMarche. Now O'Toole skating in, fires and scores! O'Toole!
And they can't get it to go. Dak clears the defensive rebound finally. Elsmore dishes. O'Rourke there for the put-in.
Danny Fink. And he dribbles to the bucket. So got up and good. Passway waiting. Now puts it on Casson. Rebound scores. Ruby caught. Potential 2-on-1. Here's O'Toole with Vitro. O'Toole fires a shot and scores! Messiah. Dribbling. Cut. Has the ball stolen away. O'Connell's just going to burn the clock. Bedford win.
Welcome into Bedford High School here in Bedford, New Hampshire, as the BCTV crew will bring you coverage tonight of the Division I first round action here of the boys basketball tournament in 2026. My name is Corey Munster-Tiger. I'm joined here by Merrimack basketball guru Brian Gagnon. Brian, expectations for tonight in this first round matchup?
Well, it's going to be a tough one if you're a Tomahawks fan. I mean, 15 versus 2 game. This Bedford team is deep. They are loaded. Four guys averaging double digits. Tomahawks are going to have their hands full tonight.
You mentioned it, the boys basketball team here from Bedford coming in at the number 2 seed for this playoff run. 16-2 on the regular season. Those 2 losses coming to Goffstown and Nashua South mid-season, and then they turned into a buzzsaw the last 5 games of the year, rolling through their last 5 opponents. As you also mentioned, Merrimack comes in as the 15 seed. They are 7-11 in the regular season, and they have their work cut out for them tonight. As you mentioned, a very deep Bedford squad despite losing some seniors and other departures. Coach Moreno has the team firing all cylinders as they approach this playoff season. Speaking of Coach Moreno, we'll go to the coach's interview as we get ready for tonight's action and join you on the other side for basketball action here from Bedford High School.
We're speaking with Coach Frank Moreno of the Bedford boys basketball team, about to embark on the NHIAA Division I boys tournament tonight with the game against Merrimack. Coach, you played Merrimack earlier in the year, about 6 weeks ago, pretty big victory. The team seems to center mostly around one player, and that's Nate Johnson. He's their big scorer, gets almost 20 points a game. How do you guys defend against a team that has really just one major player?
Yeah, he's a great player, great scorer. It's one that you absolutely need to know where he is on the floor at all times. So yeah, we'll defend him closely. We'll put our best defenders on him, and then make sure that if we have any switching activity, we know where he is at all times. So he's one that you've got to absolutely key on in order to be successful.
Now, on the other hand, your team has developed quite nicely. You're led by 2 big scorers, the O'Connells, getting both, Logan pulling down about 19 points a game, Luke close to 14, and then Landon Elsmore, Ryan O'Rourke, Ali Shakir. They round out a pretty formidable starting 5. With that, tell me about your bench players, the guys who come in after, the Tyler Pickett's, the Frankie O'Donnell's, and so on. What are the roles of that you expect from your bench players when you have such a strong starting 5?
Yeah, that's a great question, and we do have some some ability to bring in different guys based on their role. So you start off with Tyler Pickett. He's a knockdown scorer from outside, but he also can penetrate into the paint and be a playmaker for us. And he's really solid on the ball. Kids like Frankie O'Donnell and Will Solish-Kopcho come in and give us a real strong defensive presence. O'Donnell is one who can guard on the ball, but he also rebounds really well for a big guard. And Will just gives us a big body that gives us some matchup ability with some of the teams that we have, like a Merrimack that's got a lot of physicality underneath. So we've got a little bit of versatility on our bench. You can always bring in someone like Carter Stewart as well, who had a really great night on senior night, shoots the ball really well, and is also a pretty good defender in his own right. So we've got some weapons that we can bring off the bench when we need it.
And you're entering the tournament once again. This is a team that has gone deep into the tournament for several years, winning 2 titles in the last 3 years. Do you say anything to the boys when you start a run like this, when it's a one and done type of situation? Do you even have to say anything? Do the guys know what they need to do?
Well, I think, I always like to remind them of the urgency that you have to go into when you enter the playoffs, but I think they know that as well. A bunch of them come in with some solid experience, which really helps. So they know what the home playoff games are like. They know what it's like to go on the road. But there's, definitely a sense of urgency when you're going into the playoffs that everyone, is 0-0, and you've got one game to prove yourself. And, as they like to say, survive in advance. So that's the goal. We try not to look forward to, any future games. We just got to take care of business tonight and then start from scratch and put a new game plan together.
Well, Coach, good luck tonight, and we hope to talk to you again in the next round.
Great. Thanks, Harry. Appreciate it.
We thank Coach Marino for that interview, and we caught the tail end of the national anthem. 8 minutes on the board. We are just about ready for tip-off here. The Bulldogs wearing their home white uniforms, red trim, red numbers. Merrimack in their blue away uniforms, black trim, white numbering. 3 official crew here tonight. They should be all over this action here. Stepping it up for the playoffs, of course, regular season, normally 2 officials. We'll see if they call it any tighter, Brian.
Yeah, expect a physical game here because Merrimack has to win ugly. I mean, and they got this game down below 60. As far as I'm concerned, that's the magic number. They're 5-1 when they give up 60 or less. Other than that, they're 2-10. So that's the number.
Opening tip goes out of bounds. Before we get after it, we at BCTV and WBNH would like to thank our underwriters for supporting our live sports coverage. You saw them dashed upon the bottom of the screen there. Primary Bank, Northeast Delta Dental, the Wicks Insurance Group, Interim Healthcare of Manchester, Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, and Murphy's Tap Room and Carriage House Event Center. Logan O'Connell, nice finish there with the right hand in the lane, puts the Bulldogs up 2-0.
Yeah, easy 2 right there for O'Connell.
Slashing through the middle there, got through the key, help defense didn't come, and O'Connell got to the bucket. Long 3-pointer is off by Johnson. Defensive board by Luke O'Connell, he brings it up down that left wing, now up top to Shakir. Logan O'Connell.
Oh, sorry about that.
No problem.
Tomahawks featuring this 2-3 zone. They've gone to it since the Exeter game this year, a big win they had earlier, and it's been successful for them. We'll see how it works tonight.
And honestly, the Bulldogs have had troubles with the 2-3 zone, specifically in their loss to Goffstown. It really confused them. They didn't find the openings, relying a lot on outside shooting, which you can do in a 2-3 zone, but they just did not shoot them out of it. Turnover there on the backcourt violation for the Bulldogs.
And that's what Merrimack really has to do tonight is get Bedford to shoot from the outside, because you get 6'7" Ryan O'Rourke there, and Tomahawks don't have an answer for that.
Long and lanky, he's a phenomenal rebounder and defender, and given the opportunity, he'll put a lot of offensive boards back in. Here's Ponder near side now at the top of the key. Man-to-man defense for the Bulldogs to start with here. Johnson hard into the lane, lefty, can't get it to fall. O'Rourke comes away with the defensive glass. O'Connell, Logan O'Connell, crossover dribble into the lane, gets fouled on the way to the hoop, and he'll go to the line. Toll will pick up his first. And O'Connell will look to extend the lead. 2-0 early, and he has 2 freebies.
You get a look here at O'Connell, that nice crossover. Draws the foul on Brody Toll.
Just a lot of quickness there. A little head fake to the right, beautiful crossover to the left, and he had a lot of room in the lane. I have to say, Toll closed it down pretty nicely, but then fouled him up top. O'Connell to the line, too strong on the front end.
18.6 points per game for Logan O'Connell. He has been a star for this team.
He certainly knows how to fill it up inside, outside, mid-range game. O'Connell has been the leading scorer for the Bulldogs as he makes good on the back end. 3 points are all his. 3-0 is your score. The Bulldogs up early first quarter here in this first round playoff matchup. Dine looks to kick to the corner. That ball got batted away. It will stay down this end for the Tomahawks.
The Tomahawks are be content tonight to kind of run their sets, take as much time as they can off the clock, because Bedford got out running in that first matchup, and that's not what you want if you're Merrimack. And here they go.
Exactly what they want to do, get these turnovers as they just got, and then get out into transition. Luke O'Connell there with the steal. Now Elsmore near side, looks to find O'Rourke down low. He finds him. O'Rourke down on the block's going to get fouled by Owen Ponder, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Great recognition there by Bedford, getting it down there to O'Rourke. They get the matchup with Owen Ponder. I mean, he's got at least 7 inches on Ponder.
Ryan O'Rourke, the senior. Jeez, I thought they were going to give it to him on the line, but no, they called it on the floor, so O'Rourke fouled on the floor.
Interesting.
Luke O'Connell can't make the jumper. Defensive board pulled away by Nate Johnson. Just under 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter. 3-0 is your score. The Bulldogs ahead on a bucket and a foul shot by Logan O'Connell. Three-pointer there, way too long. Now Logan O'Connell fakes the 3. Elsmore pushed it ahead, and now he'll pull from 3. Short and left. That will fall all the way out of bounds over the end line.
Yeah, the Tomahawks, Nate Johnson's the guy on this team, and averaging about 19 a game, but they got to get some of these other guys going, and that's what happened Tuesday in the big win over Nashua North, and that's why they're here today. They had 4 guys in double digits that game.
Johnson being guarded by Elsmore. Nice hesitation in the middle there from Caden Dine, and he has 2. 3-2 is your score. The Bulldogs by 1.
And Dime was one of those guys in double figures. He had 13 season high on Tuesday. It was a must-win game for Merrimack.
Dine averaging 5.3 on the year, so more than doubling up his season average there. Here's Luke O'Connell in the lane, hangs and finishes nicely with the left off the glass. 5-2, Bulldogs by 3. Johnson, crossover dribble, tries to get to the baseline, gets caught in the air and turns it over. Logan O'Connell now will push the action, and he gets ripped from behind. Caden Dine on the back check, if you will. All the way ahead, Nate Johnson, and he buries the easy layup in the transition fast break. 5-4, Bulldogs by 1. Logan O'Connell to Luke O'Connell. Ali Shakir. He'll drive baseline. It gets poked from behind, and then O'Rourke comes away with a steal, but travels.
Yep, took the extra step there. Good defensive play by O'Rourke, but just took the 1 extra step here.
Needed the power dribble. You see it right here. The turnover by Shakir, and then O'Rourke comes away with it. Just needed that 1 little power dribble to get to the basket, and he took that extra step. So turnovers galore. Dine in the middle. Outside, 3-pointer on the way, too strong. That was Rete. Johnson rips away the loose ball. Ponder in the middle. Kicks to the far side. Dine fakes the 3, steps in. Mid-range jumper is good.
What a nice ball fake by Caden Dine, and he's getting it done right now offensively for Merrimack. First lead of the game.
6-5, as you mentioned. The Tomahawks up by 1.
Well, that wakes up the Merrimack student section.
Merrimack is in a man-to-man defense now, and now they're getting out on the fast break. Long pass ahead and finished by Brody Toll. Beautiful pass ahead for Nate Johnson, and it's a 3-point lead for Merrimack. 3.5 left here in the first quarter. O'Rourke finds Shakir for three, and it's good.
Big time three for Shakir.
Sure was. They needed that. It's a tie ball game, 8-8. Dine hesitates. From the baseline, passes it all the way up top for Nate Johnson. He's guarded by Luke O'Connell. Hands it off to Ray Tay. Toll to Dine. Dribble handoff to Johnson. Johnson calls for the pick, spins away from pressure from Shakir.
Oh, what a pass!
Behind the back pass, but they can't finish. Rete, his lay-in goes off the rim, but a beautiful pass by Johnson in the lane. Elsmore takes it strong to the hoop. The ball gets knocked away, and the loose ball, unfortunately, was corralled by Dine, who is stepping on the baseline. It'll stay Bedford basketball. See here, Elsmore on the replay, trying to take it strong to the hoop, and that ball got batted away.
Elsmore had a huge game in that first matchup back in January between these two teams.
Shakir tried for the cutting O'Rourke, but he turns it over. Under 2.5 to go, 8-8 in the first quarter. Dine along the baseline, goes strong, high off the glass. Can't get it to go. Luke O'Connell chases down the loose ball near side. Shakir to Logan O'Connell. He'll pull from three, no good. Johnson. Ooh, that's a tough call there. Yeah. Logan O'Connell chasing down the loose ball. He thought he got it cleanly out of Nate Johnson's hands, but he'll take a foul on the loose ball.
Let's get a look at this one. Big rebound by Johnson. Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough one.
So O'Connell picks up the foul. Just the first team foul on the Bulldogs. The Merrimack Tomahawks have 2 team fouls with 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. 8-8 is your score. Ponder with the ball up top, now Toll.
For those 2 missed layups by Rete and Dine.
Here's Toll again, gets blocked from behind. Beautiful play by Will Solokopko. Now back on the offensive end. Landon Elsmore short on the lay-in, and now Luke O'Connell with the pick and the bucket. Great hustle there by Luke O'Connell. Sneaky play to poke it away and get right back to the rim.
Absolutely. You gotta love it. If you're Frank Moreno, you gotta love seeing that hustle.
10-8, the Bulldogs by 2. Pickett will pick up a foul on the floor out top.
And Moreno going to his bench here early with Pickett out there and who's the other one?
Will Solokopko, number 20.
Well said.
You were going to say that, weren't you?
That's exactly.
I might be butchering it, but that's all right. And Frankie O'Donnell will check in now for Ali Shakir. We're going to see Shea Scott check in for the Tomahawks as well.
And Shea's a very tough defender. He'll be interesting to watch here on the defensive end. Offensively, he's a little more challenged offensively, but he's had some big games for Merrimack.
Scott has the ball up top now. Toll, top right. Merrimack taking their time on offense.
Yeah,
Last minute of play here in this first quarter. Up top, Toll fakes the three. Gets into the lane, kicks it far side. Johnson fakes the three. Now pulls up, nice cut back, a little give and go action, and he finishes the lay-in. Johnson now with 4, and we're tied at 10. Under 40 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Luke O'Connell, far side, Tyler Pickett. Solokopko drives the lane. Frankie O'Donnell into the lane, tries to dish to Elsmore. It gets batted away. 20 seconds to go. They slow it down. Here's Shea Scott up top again. He's harassed by Frankie O'Donnell. They hand it off to Toll. Brody Toll. Now up top, Nate Johnson.
Denton wants one
8
shot
seconds.
here.
Johnson kicks to the corner. 3 on the way. No good. Pulled away. Offensive rebound, but they can't get a shot off. And we're going to end the first quarter. 10-10 is your score after 1.
Well, this is exactly what you want if you're a Merrimack fan. If you're a Bedford fan, you got to hope your team is got to pick it up here in the next quarter, because Merrimack's been a second-half team all year, and this is your chance to pounce if you're Bedford in the second quarter.
Bedford Bulldogs looking somewhat sluggish on these replays as the Tomahawks have gotten out on the fast break several different times. catching the Bulldogs in transition. And you might call this, as a hockey term, they're mucking it up. And that's exactly what the Tomahawks need to do. Win, but win ugly, get scrappy, get the fast break lay-ins, get the steals, get the turnovers, and stay in it as long as they can.
And they've won 2 games this year in the 40s. 48-44 over Exeter and 48-47 over Keene on opening night. They love these kinds of games. So this is playing right into Merrimack's hands right now. Bedford's got to figure out a way, I think, to pick up the pace, maybe control the tempo a little more here, because Merrimack's controlling the tempo, and that's not what they want right now.
I would not be surprised to see Coach Moreno put on a full court trap.
No question.
And try to force a few more turnovers. As we start the second quarter, we at BCTV and WBNH would like to thank our underwriters for supporting our live sports coverage. Primary Bank, Northeast Delta Dental, the Wicks Insurance Group, Interim Healthcare of Manchester, Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, and Murphy's Tap Room and Carriage House Event Center. 8 minutes back onto the board. We're 10 seconds in. Dine up top for the Tomahawks. Now Shea Scott. Back to Dine. He's covered by Frankie O'Donnell. Getting free for 3. Rete, no good. It's short. Rebound comes all the way to Solid Kopko. Logan O'Connell now on the offensive end, straight away. Dribble handoff. Tyler Pickett, push pass to Frankie O'Donnell. Now back to Logan O'Connell. Kudos to the Merrimack fans. They're here supporting their classmates. Student section over to our right here as Shea Scott will pick up a foul.
Yeah, reaching foul right there. Now, as somebody who's watched a lot of Merrimack basketball this year, I will say the second quarter has been their kryptonite all year long. They need a big quarter here, or this could get ugly real quick.
Frankie O'Donnell along the baseline, can't get it to go, but gets his own rebound. Pivots away from pressure. Pass off into the middle. Shakir will lay it in. Shakir now with 5. Buried a 3 in that first quarter, and now lay-in puts the Bedford Bulldogs up by 2.
Yeah, we got a foul away from the ball here.
I believe it's just an official stoppage.
Oh, yep.
Does it look like Zach Rete
Always got blood,
has some blood up by his eye. So they're going to pause action here, send Rete over to the trainer in the left corner, and reset things for the Tomahawks. Toll, Scott, Johnson, Dine, and Ponder for the Tomahawks. And that's going to be a turnover there, as Scott thought Toll was going to stay in that deep corner. We have Logan O'Connell, Frankie O'Donnell, Ali Shakir, Will Salakopko, and Tyler Pickett for the Bulldogs at this point. Shakir hands it off. O'Connell. Pickett will pull from 3. That's his shot, and down it goes. Yeah. Tyler Pickett for 3.
Caught Johnson there on a attempted steal, and well played by Pickett.
Hero or goat on that play right there, and Pickett made him pay. The sharpshooter from outside puts the Bulldogs up by 5. Beautiful block there by Caden Dine. Logan O'Connell trying to take it hard to the cup and gets blocked from behind, and now he has a back cut.
Oh my!
And finishes. Good look from Johnson, and Dine on the reverse lay-in. Dine in 6 here, early second quarter.
Dine has come to play tonight.
Shakir, nice little pass across the key. Solid Kopko will put in for 2.
Good answer there by Bedford after a really nice bucket by Merrimack.
Here's that full court pressure that we anticipated for the Bulldogs. Johnson, tough shot there, too strong. Defensive board pulled away by the Bulldogs, and Shakir will bring it up. 17-12 is your score. The Bulldogs by 5. 5.5 to go here in the second quarter. Pickett for 3 again. Can't get it to go. Just a touch off.
That looked
at
good
the
from
distance.
here.
Yeah, it sure did. Beautiful rotation on that ball. Couldn't quite get it to go. And now Johnson has it up top in the corner, and Coach Denton will take the timeout. 5:15 to go in this first half. The Bulldogs by 5.
Yeah, good timeout here from Austin. You know, as we anticipated, Bedford's coming out in that little press. They're really picking up the pace here a little bit, trying to get Merrimack tired, worn down. They don't have much of a bench, and you know, Bedford a much deeper team here, and trying to get to their bench as well.
Boys ice hockey will be playing this evening at 7:40. Make sure you tune in for that. That's number 8, Bedford, taking on number 9, Salem, in that playoff matchup. We also have a few other broadcasts coming up. Should the boys basketball team be victorious today, they will play on Saturday at 6 p.m. against either Nashua South or the Wyndham Jaguars. That's the 7-10 matchup. Also, girls basketball earned the number 2 seed. They'll be taking on the number 10 seed Salem Blue Devils. That's tomorrow night at 6 p.m. So tune in for all of that live playoff action here for Bedford High School Sports.
You think Bedford is looking ahead a little bit to Nashua South Saturday? A little revenge game?
Possibly. That was one of their 2 losses this year. They kind of got caught on the back end of a bad loss to Goffstown. They, as we mentioned, they had a poor shooting performance, and Goffstown was able to capitalize on that as Johnson gets called for a travel. I kind of agree with him. That did not look like a travel to me.
Yeah, it looked like a good spin dribble, but nonetheless,
strong pivot into the lane. He found a cutter on the backside, but the referee on the far side felt like it was a travel. Shakir plays a little 2-man game with O'Rourke. Can't get the entry pass. They take it to Logan O'Connell up top. Spins, gets into the lane, hangs, gets the floater to go. Logan O'Connell with 5 now.
Tough 2 there for Logan O'Connell. And Bedford's starting to separate itself here a little.
19-12, a 7-point lead for the Bulldogs. Dine has it batted away. He thought he was fouled. The official on the baseline down here calls it in favor of the Bulldogs. Coach Denton is not pleased.
Yeah, I think they said it went off Caden Dine out of bounds. I'm not so sure. Let's see.
Tough to see on the replay there. Elsmore up top now. Pickett, near side wing. Logan O'Connell fakes to the left, gets to the right, gets blocked. Beautiful block by Shea Scott. Great defensive play there by big number 3. Shot, good. Johnson, good for 2.
And Johnson's starting to get hot here. He's got 6. And you need a big game from him tonight if Merrimack's going to have any chance.
Beautiful hesitation dribble right there by Elsmore. Caught Johnson a little flat-footed on the hezzy, and Johnson will pick up the foul. That's his first.
Now, if this offense has fallen into any sort of trap this year, it's been standing around watching Nate Johnson. And they don't appear to be doing that tonight. That's when they get in trouble.
Under 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter. The Bulldogs ahead by 5. 19-14 is your score. Logan O'Connell dishes. Ali Shakir straight away, buries the 3. He's got 8.
Yeah, a couple of big trays from Shakir.
Shakir with 8. The lead is 8. 22-14, 3.5 to go here in the first half. Shea Scott, far wing. Dishes down low. Ooh, tough one there. Toll brings it hard to the hoop. It looked like Shakir got it cleanly up top, but they're going to call him with the body. So Shakir picks up the foul, and Toll will head to the line.
Ooh, yeah. Oof. Might have been body there, but
tough call there. Brody Toll will go to the line. He has 2 already, and he'll shoot 2.
Brody was the leading scorer in that big win on Tuesday. He had 18 points against Nashua North. And this Tomahawks team, I wrote them off after they lost to Memorial on the 24th. I said, they're done. I pretty much called it. I said, they have no chance of getting in. And Winnicott lost their last 2 games, and North lost their last 2. And here we are.
Apparently, Brody Toll said, a little too fast there, Mr. Gagnon, and we're going to head to the playoffs here.
Exactly.
Just about 3 minutes to go here in the first half. 22-15 is your score. The Bulldogs hold a 7-point lead. Logan O'Connell steps into the 3-pointer. Took the step to the side, and they called the travel.
The Tomahawks, again, in that 2-3 zone, they drop back this time, get out of the man-to-man and force the turnover there. But that's the shot they want in the 2-3 zone. They're getting beat a lot inside right now.
That was an interesting call there, too. Logan O'Connell took the 2 steps, but I think it was the hesitation that was just a bit too long before he pulled the trigger. And now the Bulldogs get the turnover. O'Connell right down the lane. No pressure, no problem. He's got 7 on the lay-in from straight away.
And that's one of my keys to the game for Bedford tonight was run, baby, run. And if they start running...
Ponder for 3, too strong.
They start running, it's all over.
Brody Toll will pick up his second, chasing down an offensive board there. Shakir had gathered it in and takes a shot in the back. We're going to see some action by Chris Veluzzi. As Toll picked up his second, he's going to head to the bench.
Now, Veluzzi's a guy you got to certainly respect on the outside. He can get hot very quick.
Nice cut down low. O'Rourke finds an opening. Shakir finds him, and O'Rourke has his first bucket of game. 26-15, and the Bulldogs have stretched it out to 11.
Yeah, just like that, it's an 11-point game.
Johnson, 2 big steps, gets to the rim, but can't finish. Shakir falls to the ground. Luke O'Connell, hesitation. He takes it strong to the hoop. Took a hit on the way to the hoop, and he'll go to the line, as it looks like Caden Dine will pick up his first foul.
You can see just the speed here of this Bedford break.
Hesitation, 2 strides, and Luke O'Connell is already at the rim. This talented sophomore left-hander, second leading scorer on this Bulldogs squad this year with 13.7 a game.
Yeah, he's been impressive.
He sure has.
You know, all the talk has been about Derek Schwartz, obviously, in this sophomore class, but Luke O'Connell has been outstanding for Bedford this season. And, you know, they both have their teams in the position to be in the finals. The 1 and 2 seeds. Too bad they didn't play this year.
Yeah,
head-to-head.
Such an odd schedule quirk that those 2 teams did not match up. Again, Portsmouth, the 1 seed coming into the playoffs. They got a bye in this early round. Luke O'Connell gets both to go. He has 6. And O'Connell, again, the lefty. It always looks better coming off the left hand for some strange reason.
It really does.
28-15 is your score. Bulldogs by 13. Dine pulls up just above the foul line. Ball's batted around and shoots far outside to Dine. Johnson takes the power dribble. They call for a travel. Again, I don't agree with that one there. He took a hop as he gathered in the air.
Nate Johnson also disagrees. Let's see if the pivot foot moved here.
That is not a travel in my book. Shakir now will bring it up for the Bulldogs. Tough call there for the Tomahawks. Minute and a half to go here in the first half. Bulldogs hold a 13-point lead. Luke O'Connell for 3, near side wing, too short. O'Rourke.
Oh, that's too easy.
Little tap in on the backside. You are absolutely right, too easy. You got to block out the tall and lanky kid. And now that's going to go off the Tomahawks.
Yeah, everything going Bedford here in the second quarter. You know, I mentioned it at the beginning of the quarter. This has been the kryptonite all season long for Merrimack, the second quarter, for whatever reason.
Bulldogs having scored 20 here in this second quarter to just 5 for the Tomahawks. They've pressed it out to a 15-point lead after being tied after the first. Minute 4 to go in the half. Logan O'Connell deep in the right corner. Dribbles it off of his own foot, and it's a turnover on the Bulldogs.
As Shea Scott mentioned his defense, that's what he does. He comes in and makes life difficult for whoever he's guarding.
Tomahawks look to break this full court pressure. Shea Scott, Veluzzi, Nate Johnson fakes the 3, dribbles into traffic, nearly walks, but gets it all the way back to Veluzzi. His 3-pointer is too strong. Johnson gets the offensive board, gets it up off the glass with the left, and he has 8.
That's the finishing ability of Nate Johnson right there, in traffic, off the offensive rebound.
contorted his body just like Logan O'Connell did right there. O'Connell with 9 leads all scorers here in this first half. 20 seconds to go. 32-17. 15-point lead for the Bulldogs. Veluzzi will pull from 3. It's good.
And that's what Chris Veluzzi does. Those 3-pointers, and see if they can keep it at 12 here.
Elsmore powers through. O'Rourke on the backside. Not quite sure how that was not an offensive foul on Landon Elsmore, and that's exactly what Coach Denton is wondering. O'Rourke puts it in on the backside. He has 6 points, and that'll do it at the end of the first half. 34-20 as we see the replay here. Elsmore plowing into the Merrimack defenders. Nothing called.
No
O'Rourke
call either
tips
way.
it in. That's a tough one there. Coach Denton talking it over with the officials here before we go to halftime. First half ends 34-20. We'll take a quick break and join you on the other side for second half action here from Bedford High School.
BCTV and WB&H thank our underwriters. Primary Bank, New Hampshire's bank for business, with branches in Bedford, Manchester, Nashua, and Derry. PrimaryBankNH.com. Delta Dental, providing easy access to quality dental coverage for every smile, from your younger years to your golden years, with the nation's largest provider network. The Wicks Insurance Group, serving New Hampshire and the Bedford community with auto, home, life, and business insurance since 1984. TheWicksInsuranceGroup.com. Interim Healthcare of Manchester, personalizing healthcare to meet your unique health needs. InterimHealthcare.com. Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, your local brokerage boutique. Relationships built on trust. MrsNelsonsNeighborhood.com. Murphy's Tap Room and Carriage House Event Center, where meals turn into moments and conversations last a little longer. Murphy'sTapRoom.com.
Welcome back to Bedford High School here in Bedford, New Hampshire, as we have the first round action of the boys basketball playoff tournament going on. Number 2 seed Bedford at 16-2 hosting the number 15 seed Merrimack Tomahawks at 7-11. Halftime score 34-20. The Bulldogs and Tomahawks tied after 1 at 10. And then the Bulldogs started putting on the pressure, getting turnovers, getting transition buckets, and they pulled away in that second quarter. Brian Gagnon here from the Merrimack area. Brian, thoughts on that first half?
Yeah, tale of 2 quarters. I mean, Merrimack did exactly what they wanted to do in the first quarter. Bedford did exactly what they wanted to do in the second quarter. You had to draw up the game plan. Merrimack executed that beautifully in the first quarter, played just a ugly 10-10 quarter. That's exactly what they wanted. And then Bedford got out running, put the pressure on in the second quarter, really opened this game up, won that quarter 24-10.
8 minutes back on the board. We want to make sure that we thank our underwriters as we get this second half underway. We'd like to thank them for supporting our live sports coverage. That's Primary Bank, Northeast Delta Dental, the Wicks Insurance Group, Interim Healthcare of Manchester, Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, and Murphy's Tap Room and Carriage House Event Center. Turnover there by the Bulldogs as they were trying an entry pass down low. Tomahawks with a bit of a gift there.
Tomahawks got their one bad quarter out of the way here, so let's see how they respond. It's a 14-point game. Anything can happen here.
Johnson up top, fakes the handoff. He'll pull from 3, too strong. Rebound to Elsmore. He'll pass it full court. Logan O'Connell, mid-range jumper, way too strong. O'Rourke with the offensive board. Shakir out top, straightaway center. Three-pointers, good.
Another one for Shakir.
11 now for Shakir. Finished that first half with 8 three-pointers for Ali Shakir, the senior captain. Powering this offense, he leads all scorers. Dine short on the mid-range jumper. Shakir to Elsmore. He takes it hard to the hoop. Can't get it to go. Offensive board. Can't get that to go. Johnson comes away with it for the Tomahawks. Fumbles it. Finds the hands of Rayte. And now Johnson back with it in that left corner. His pass picked off. Luke O'Connell in transition. Elsmore takes it to the hoop and lays it in. That's his first bucket of the game. Somewhat surprising.
Yeah,
He's been averaging 12 a game.
That is where Bedford is so good, is in transition. So hard to stop.
17-point lead turns into 19. Little alley-oop try there. Ellsmore looking for Luke O'Connell. He can't make it happen. Now O'Rourke comes away with a steal. O'Connell gets spotted by Johnson. Pinned it on the backboard. His pass to Ponder. Off Ponder's hands, it goes out of bounds. So we get some back and forth action here, and at the end of it, the Bulldogs are ahead by 19.
Ellsmore's going to come out here and pick it in for Bedford.
Coach Moreno might not have liked that alley-oop try.
I'm going to guess not.
6:08 to go here in the third quarter. We're going to take a timeout. Coach Denton wants to talk things over, try to stem this tide.
Yeah, it's a big spot in the game for Merrimack. I mean, already gone from a 14-point game to 19. They gotta stop the bleeding right here.
Three-pointer by Shakir and a fast break lay-in by Landon Ellsmore. Those 5 points put it to nearly 20-point lead, 39-20.
Yeah, Shakir, I'm so impressed with him tonight. I mean, he's got 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 11 points. I mean, doing it all for Bedford right now. Very impressive player. And you talk about the big 3 for Bedford, the O'Connells and Ellsmore. And Shakir's saying, hey, what about me?
Brings leadership and all-around athleticism to his guard position. He's a wonder to watch.
Yeah, very, very impressive.
And again, he's just a junior, so we have another year of Ali Shakir running the show here at Bedford High School.
Only 4 seniors on this team?
That is true.
Wow.
That is true. The Bulldogs will inbound. Tomahawks trying a bit of full court pressure themselves. Pickett gets trapped in the middle. Ball is loose and he squirrels her out. O'Rourke, far side. O'Connell can't get it to go. O'Rourke will put it back in though. They broke the press there. It was sloppy, but it worked.
How on earth did Pickett get out of that?
Not quite sure. He had 3 Tomahawk defenders around him. He was able to get it moving forward and in the right direction. It led to the fast break layup. Ponder out top, picks up his dribble. Dine, Toll, Rete, far side. Ponder finds Johnson. He goes lefty baseline. Reverse lane can't go. Shakir double teamed in the backcourt. Pickett, corner 3, Luke O'Connell, good.
Yeah, Luke O'Connell starting to heat up here. He's now got 7.
I believe he's got 9. 6 points to end that.
Probably right.
First half.
Oh, yes, you're
buries
right.
the 3.
Now I see his free throws.
44-20. Bulldogs have opened up a 24-point lead. Johnson tries to lay it down. Zach Rete on the cut. Dine, double teamed up top. Toll now, spins away from pressure. Dine, elbow jumper, off the mark. Shakir tries to block out. We're going to get a loose ball foul. They're going to call it on Zach Rete, just his first foul. Tough one there. Yeah, two-hand shove into Shakir from behind. That's a little ticky-tack, but Shakir probably got an Oscar for his efforts.
Added to his stat line tonight.
Yeah, what was that? 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 Oscar.
That's right.
Now here he is driving hard to the rim, and he gets fouled.
Yeah, this is getting out of hand now for the Tomahawks. And this is exactly what Bedford did in that first matchup.
Just too much athleticism here from all across the 5 positions. Basket's good. They call Rete on his second foul. I believe that, yeah, that was Rete. So he has 2. And Shakir will go to the line. He's got 13, leads all scorers now. And tries to make it an even 14.
And back on January 23rd, it was a 12-point game at halftime. Bedford won the second half 38-6 in that game and won by 44.
They have that explosiveness. If they get on a roll and keep getting turnovers, they will just run and run and run. Johnson in the middle here. Tries to power his way, gets swatted back. O'Rourke says, not in my kitchen. And now Johnson is going to pick up a foul as he tries the hustle play. Frustration foul there. Yeah, he's Nate Johnson.
This has kind of been the story of the season here. Johnson trying to do a little too much in the offensive end, and then getting the frustration foul here. He's got 2 now.
3 team fouls in this third quarter for the Tomahawks. O'Connell up top. Luke O'Connell now looks to drive. Fades it away. Has O'Rourke underneath, but he throws a pass that was a bit too hot to handle. It deflects out of bounds. 47-20 is your score. Bulldogs with a 27-point lead here halfway through the third quarter. Brody Toll.
Johnson's a very talented player. But, you know, when he reins it in, he's fine. But sometimes just gets out of control. Oh, nice pass.
Great pass backside. A little wraparound to Zach Rete. First 2 points of the half for the Tomahawks. And we're more than halfway through this third quarter.
See if that wakes him up a bit.
Logan O'Connell steps into the three-pointer. It's good.
And just as we say that, Logan O'Connell with the tray.
50-22 is your score. Hard drive to the basket, Rete, as you mentioned. 2 quick buckets there for Rete. And now Johnson's going to pick up his third. Hustle play on that far side, trying to get it away from Luke O'Connell. And that's 3 quick fouls for Nate Johnson. They're going to need him to stay in this game if they have any prayer to make this close.
Yeah, he's going to be out there until he fouls out. At this point, I mean, no sense sitting him here in a 26-point game. They need him.
26-point game, the Bulldogs lead. They've more than doubled the Tomahawks score with 3 minutes left here in the third quarter. Luke O'Connell drives hard, lefty. Finds Shakir near side wing. Shakir buries another 3.
Somebody cool this guy off.
Hot sharpshooter in the house, number 5, lighting it up from outside. Johnson gets blocked again. O'Rourke with those long arms. Almost gets another one. Rete, 3 quick buckets. He has 6.
Johnson with 5 assists tonight. He is passing the ball very well.
And those are pretty assists, too. Little wraparounds, a couple missed layups, too. Could have made it 6 or 7 assists. A little behind the back kind of action, a little pocket pass. Johnson showing some versatility.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, he draws so much attention defensively. He's picked that skill up over the years.
Luke O'Connell's three-point attempt from straight away is too strong. The Tomahawks come away with the defensive board.
Strong minutes for Zach Rete.
Johnson dishes, corner, Veluzzi buries another 3.
That's 2 for Veluzzi. He's got a total of 6 points.
53-29. 24-point lead for the Bulldogs. 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. Elsmore, beautiful little dish down low. Luke O'Connell finishes. He now has 11. Too many weapons for this Bulldogs basketball squad.
No question about it.
Johnson gets free in the lane, tries to draw the contact. Dishes it up and in. He has 10.
Yeah, it's a quiet game for Nate Johnson. He's doing a ton other than score tonight, but they need his points too.
And, you know, he doesn't frequently see the defenders as long and lanky as O'Rourke, as Pickett gets free for a lay-in. He has 5.
He's been great off the bench for Bedford.
Great shooter from the outside, the lefty again. Provides that spark, as you mentioned, off the bench. 57-31. 26-point lead for the Bulldogs. 3-pointer on the way, too strong. Pickett with the defensive board. Luke O'Connell gets around, but can't get it off the glass and in. The Tomahawks have numbers in transition. Dine dishes, Toll, up and in. Brody Toll now with 5.
And Dine pushed the issue there. He's been quiet since a really strong first quarter. They got to get him going.
Elsmore to take one out of Johnny Most's category. Fiddles and diddles up top.
I like that one.
Solid. Kopko with the dish. Takes it to the hoop lefty and finishes.
Yeah, too easy for Bedford. They're getting whatever they want right now. Tomahawks D made it tough on him in the first, but second and third, different story.
The Bulldogs really start to separate when they take it strong to the basket. That opens up lanes inside, and if they get the open shot from outside, they can then capitalize. But it really starts with taking it strong to the hoop. Luke O'Connell heaves it at the end of the corner, no good. 59-33 is your score after 3. The Bulldogs ahead by 26.
Yeah, and I mentioned at the outset, 60 was the magic number for the Tomahawks, and here we are. not quite there yet, but when you give up 49 points the last 2 quarters, I mean, it's awfully hard to come back from that.
It sure is. The Bulldogs got hot, especially Ali Shakir. 17 points from the senior captain. Sharp shooting tonight from long range. You saw a couple of those on those replays.
Yeah, 4 trays for Shakir. I mean, he's been outstanding. Best player on the floor for Bedford.
A couple upcoming broadcasts. If you hang on this evening, you will see the boys ice hockey team taking on the Salem Blue Devils in the number 8, number 9 matchup. That puck drops at 7:40. That'll be brought to you live here on BCTV by Harry Kozlowski and Cam Bernard. We'll go to that game at the conclusion of this basketball game here. And these boys basketball players from Bedford will likely be playing on Saturday at 6 p.m. They will take on the winner of Nashua South versus Wyndham. That's the 7-10 matchup. Again, that's Saturday at 6 p.m.
I would say if you're a Bedford fan, don't make plans Saturday night at 6.
Long shot on the way there. Air ball pulled away by Pickett. Nice bounce pass from the outlet. Logan O'Connell gets fouled on the way. His feet were a little out of order, and he got bailed out on the foul there.
Yeah, I don't think Dime was... Oh, they call it on the arm there. But yeah, I mean, I've seen crazy things happen, but a 15 seed down by 26 with 8 minutes to go.
Quick pause in the action. We want to make sure that we at BCTV and WBNH are going to thank our underwriters for supporting our live sports coverage. Primary Bank, Northeast Delta Dental, the Wicks Insurance Group, Interim Healthcare of Manchester, Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, and Murphy's Tap Room and Carriage House Event Center. O'Connell misses both. A rather unusual trip to the line for number 3. It stays a 26-point lead, 59-33. We're going to get a foul on the floor. Salek Kopko will pick up his first.
I alluded to it earlier. Bedford's last loss was February 3rd to Nashua South. And boy, if the Purple Panthers come in here Saturday night, don't think these guys aren't going to be chomping at the bit to get back at them. Yeah, that's going to be a great game.
And you know, they came into that game and did well. Came out with a W. Of course, the Bulldogs went down to Nashua for that game. They had just come off the loss to Goffstown. Were reeling a bit. Logan O'Connell kicks to Pickett. 3 on the way, no good. Frankie O'Donnell with the offensive board. Can't gather his balance, and his putback is short. Johnson dishes back to Shea Egan. 3 on the way, no good. Frankie O'Donnell comes away with the rebound.
We got a foul on?
Yeah.
Looks like a pretty good box out there.
Looks like they're going to call it on Frankie O'Donnell. I'm not quite sure where the foul was there, but O'Donnell picks it up. I agree with that. Head scratching, Brian.
That's right.
All good, though. 59-35 is your score. Johnson tries another dish down low. Pickett with the outlet, but it was behind Elsmore, who was not looking for the outlet pass. 6:46 to go here in the game. 59-35 is your score. The Bulldogs up by 24.
I've been very impressed with Pickett tonight, too. You know, he's done a lot off the bench for this Bedford team. A couple of rebounds, a steal, 5 points.
Unsung hero for the Bulldogs, the senior guard, lefty sharpshooter, absolute water bug off the bench. They have him listed at 5'10". Yeah, right.
SID numbers.
All in good fun, though. He is a spark plug for this squad. Outlet pass there for Elsmore, short. Dine kicks to the corner. Johnson will take it strong to the hoop. Hangs in the air, gets it off the glass, no good. O'Donnell protecting the rim down low. Now on the way is no good. That was Beluzzi trying a ball from 3.
Shea Egan doing a little stat padding there. A couple of offensive rebounds.
Solid Kopko. Brings it strong to the hoop. He'll get called for an offensive foul. Wow, that was...
Goodness.
I mean, I'll just stay quiet on that. That was a tough one.
Yeah, that looked like he was... I don't know. I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
Tough call.
Big boy had some momentum going for sure, but we always talk about square to the offensive player, and that sure did not look to be the case. Either way, offensive foul call. That's the second on Will Salikakopko.
First look at Kyle Brander tonight. He has played a lot more recently. I'm surprised we didn't see more of him tonight.
3 on the way, too strong. That was Kyle Brander. Johnson gets it up, gets it down as it gets blocked again by O'Rourke. 2 Bedford players try to save it under their own basket, throwing it in off the Tomahawks. They can't get it to go. Dine now for 3, no good.
Just can't buy a basket. It's been the story of the season.
They had at least 3 attempts there, maybe even 4 on that offensive possession, and that's exactly what it was. They just couldn't quite get it to fall. Shakir takes it strong, little lefty lay-in.
He's doing it all tonight, folks.
Great hesitation, change of direction, change of pace, and he gets to the easy lefty lay-in. 19 points for Shakir, coming up big here in this first round action for the Bulldogs. 61-35 your score. 26-point lead for the Bulldogs.
Now, assuming South takes care of business tonight, what a matchup that'll be. O'Rourke and Daniel Karavanich of Nashville South. A couple of premier big men there.
Shakir, how about another?
Oh, another
Why
one.
not? Why not? 22 on the night.
5 triples.
Shakir lighting it up. 64-35. 29-point lead for the Bulldogs. Nice little up and under there by Dine. He finally gets back on the scorebook. Had 6 early, and now he has 8.
Yeah, Dine taking it to the rack there, and O'Connell with the response.
As does Logan O'Connell. 14 for Logan O'Connell. 66-37. Bulldogs up big.
As Merrimack defense right now can't stop a nosebleed. It's tough.
3 on the way from the corner. No good. Comes away to Elsmore for the Bulldogs, and he'll take his time getting over half court. 3:20 to go. Luke O'Connell with 3 on the way. Score update. South is winning 51-27 in the 4th quarter with 5.5 to go. So it does look like there will be a rematch as Logan O'Connell gets a fast break lay-in. He has 16 now.
Yeah, it looks like Merrimack's going to wave the white flag here. Bedford's going to call up the dogs, so to speak. And yeah, it looks like South taking care of business, and big rematch coming up Saturday night here in Bedford.
Saturday night, 6 p.m. from right here at Bedford High School. We'll bring you that action here on BCTV. 3 minutes to go here in this one. Brian, what are your thoughts on tonight's action?
Bedford looking every bit the number 2 seed. You know, since a shaky first quarter, but they look like they're a Final Four team, and they have been all season. And they're the defending champs. People forget, been talking about Portsmouth. You know, these guys are the defending champions, and they've been there. They faced a really tough Keene team last year. Had to come back in that championship game to beat them. They have the experience. This is a dangerous team to play in these playoffs.
Deep team making that push at the right time of the season. Again, those last 5 games, absolute buzzsaw through the last 5 as Beluzzi buries another 3. For the
three-point
Tomahawks.
specialist. Well, too little, too late. But you mentioned that 5-game run. They averaged 86 points a game over those 5 games. Talk about running through the competition.
Yeah, that says a lot about their offense, but also potentially the defenses they were facing. So
This is true.
3 on the way from Ben Whitten.
Well, you're looking at some of those opponents. Londonderry, 92 points against Londonderry. A decent defense. Keene, 80 points against Keene, 86 against Auburn. Are you kidding me? I mean, that's some production.
Great way to close out that regular season. Great way to get your starters some rest, as they were probably able to get their bench players a bit more time, and we're seeing exactly that here with a sizable lead here late in this fourth quarter.
Hey, the QB in the game, Matt Torres.
We have 2 QBs in the game, as Parker Boscheman is also out there.
Oh, yes.
He's going to look at a 3, drive hard to the hoop, can't get it to go, gets his own rebound and gets it to go.
All right.
Parker Boscheman with a deuce. 70-40, a 30-point lead for the Bulldogs.
That's going to be quite a matchup next year, those two
That sure will.
on the football field.
A lot of changes for the Bulldogs, some graduating seniors, obviously the coaching turnover that has been well advertised, so retooling here in Bedford after they've won 3 out of the last 4 championships.
Reguitas time for Merrimack and Connor Page.
On the way, no good, as Sam Damas can't get it to go. I want to make sure we thank our crew. Andrew Fenn back in the studio, technical director, providing replay assistance and making sure our broadcast goes well. Justin Slez on the camera tonight. We appreciate him. Thank you very much, Justin. Little put back there by Whitten, I believe.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Andrew and the crew here at BCTV for having me today. Appreciate you guys.
It's been a pleasure to bring this game to both the Bedford and Merrimack communities. Brian Gagnon. Well, too many steps there for Whitten, so that one won't count. 53 seconds to go. As you're watching and listening, make sure you hang on with BCTV and WBNH, as we will bring you hockey action immediately following this broadcast.
Ooh, good take by Brander.
Puck drop is at 7:40 as Brander gets a deuce. Boscheman again will answer. He's got 4. Harry Kozlowski and Cam Bernard will bring you that hockey game. Again, the boys ice hockey team from Bedford will take on the Salem Blue Devils. That's an 8-9 matchup. And then again, tomorrow night, the girls basketball team will take on the Salem Blue Devils. That's a 2-10 matchup. That tip-off is at 6 p.m. And with this final score of 74-42, the boys basketball team will take on what looks to be Nashua South on Saturday at 6 p.m. That'll do it. Final buzzer sounds. 74-42 is your final score. The Bulldogs out victorious in this first round. Brian Gagnon, any last thoughts as we wrap it up?
Last thoughts, great season by Merrimack. Fighting to get into the playoffs here. Snuck their way in, faced a juggernaut tonight at Bedford, and I'll tell you, this team right now, I think, got to be the favorite going in, especially with Portsmouth facing some injuries. And I think these guys are the favorite right now.
That's the anticipated matchup. Hopefully we see it. Quick scoring update. Ali Shakur, 22 points on the night, burying threes left and right. Logan O'Connell with 16 was the second leading scorer for the Bulldogs. On the Tomahawk side, Nate Johnson led the way with 12, followed by Chris Maluzzi with 9 points of his own. For Brian Gagnon, I'm Corey Munster-Tiger. On behalf of the entire BCTV crew, we appreciate you tuning in. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you on our next broadcast. Good evening.